Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So 60-year-old Georgia resident William Calhoun Jr. was a practicing criminal defense attorney when he took part in the Capitol attack. And in the weeks leading up to the 2020 election and also January 6th, Calhoun just continually posted on social media. It grew increasingly violent, his rhetoric, and he was encouraging others to commit violence, essentially. On October 20th of 2020, he wrote on Facebook, quote, "Patriots be ready to storm Washington. If you're willing to go to Washington in November to, quote, peacefully protest with AR-15 in hand, upvote this." Again, he wrote peacefully protest in quotes. And on October 29th, he posted on Parler and he wrote, quote, "I'm a lawyer and a believer in law and order, but I'm here to tell you there's only one remedy for what ails this country. About 10 to 20 million of these rioting racist communists need to die. Then the rest will straighten up. Until that happens, we're wasting our time." On Election Day, November 4th of 2020, Calhoun posted again on Facebook and he wrote in part, quote, "Americans, get ready to rise up and kill the Democrat communists before they do it to us." 2 days later, he posted on Parler, quote, "If you believe America elected Creepy Joe and his fake Negro bitch running mate, then put on your mask and STFU, shut the fuck up, because we're coming for you, motherfuckers. This stolen election is a fraud. Trump won. And when the Supremes rule, we are going to deal with the communists. Kill them all and let's God sort them out." So, yeah, Democrats are the racist communists, supposedly. But this supposed quote unquote attorney, who can't even spell the word Capitol properly, by the way, is referring to the vice president-elect as a Negro bitch. The hypocrisy with these people is mind-bending. So anyway, Calhoun's rhetoric, as I said, it became more and more violent as the days went on. He called for showing up, quote, at the Capitol with guns like we've done in Georgia. Quote, "The violent overthrow of our state government," quote, "mob justice." And on December 1st of 2020, Calhoun wrote, quote, "The time is coming when the rule of law will no longer be in place. And when it happens, you'll know it. That's when we occupy the Capitol in force and start executing these criminals." As January 6th drew near, Calhoun advised others to show up armed. He noted that guns are banned, but he said, quote, "Whether the police can enforce their gun laws depends on how many armed patriots show up." And Calhoun told his followers that DC allows you to carry a tomahawk as long as it is not used offensively. That is not true. On January 6th, Calhoun recorded as the mob was attacking the building, and he was narrating his own action and that of others. And he was saying things like, quote, "This is it, we're storming the Capitol." And Calhoun was seen on surveillance video illegally entering the building. He entered just 6 minutes after the initial breach. He made his way through several areas of the building, and he took part in the siege on the officers that were just completely overrun in the Capitol crypt. In his own video, Calhoun said, quote, "Looks like we're about to push through these cops. We'll see what happens. The crowd's really pissed." So after forcing their way past those outnumbered officers, Calhoun was filming as he walked past various lawmakers' offices, and he said, quote, We're on the second floor of the Capitol. We're looking for people. This is really remarkable. It's on. So after exiting the Capitol, Calhoun remained on the restricted grounds and he continued to share videos on social media. And he admitted, quote, "We physically took control of the Capitol building in a hand-to-hand hostile takeover. We occupied the Capitol and shut down the government." Later, Calhoun posted a lengthy post in writing. He further incriminated himself and others. He talked about overrunning the police, busting through, kicking in Nancy Pelosi's office door, and how she, quote, "would have been torn to pieces, but she was nowhere to be seen." Calhoun also said that patriots, quote unquote, were talking about going back and how they would be, quote, "fully armed for war." In another post, Calhoun referred to the mob as heroes. He lied and he said that there was no violence that day or property damage. He also said, quote, "This was not Antifa masquerading as patriots who stormed the Capitol. These were patriots, thousands and thousands of them." And during a court proceeding in which he was defending a client, he was acting as an attorney for the client, Calhoun conceded that he, quote, "would do it again 100 times. And just so you guys know, I'm sharing only a fraction of what he posted both before and after January 6th. So Calhoun was arrested on January 15th of 2021, and in a superseding indictment, he was charged with obstructing an official proceeding, entering a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and parading or demonstrating in a Capitol. Calhoun refused a plea deal. He opted instead for a bench trial. And in March of 2023, Calhoun was found guilty on all counts. And the court found that he made numerous false statements and tried to downplay his actions and his knowledge of what was happening on January 6th. So, for example, Calhoun claimed, with a straight face, mind you, that he had no idea he wasn't allowed to enter the Capitol on January 6th. He also tried to sell the idea that he wasn't aware that the electoral votes were being counted when they attacked the building. So Calhoun faced up to 20 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $250,000 in fines. However, the government requested only 34 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. And since Calhoun's conviction, the Georgia State Bar suspended his license, and they're now also in the process of having him disbarred. So I'll keep you posted on that. U.S. District Judge Dabney Friedrich presided over Calhoun's case, surprisingly. And I couldn't locate any details about what was said at the sentencing hearing, but Calhoun was sentenced to 18 months in prison, 2 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. A decent sentence considering Friedrich was on this case. She is an appointee of Trump. She is a weak jurist. But overall, a light sentence for someone convicted of a very serious felony like obstructing an official proceeding. And I want to point out, Calhoun is a really strange case. This guy, by all accounts, was a diehard liberal. He says he voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016, and there's records of him donating to Democrats. He actually once ran for office as a Democrat. And one of his friends told the Washington Post that Calhoun, quote, "wouldn't even want to talk to you if you were a Republican." So this is the power of propaganda. This man not only became a Trump supporter, but he was willing as a Trump supporter to put everything on the line. He has now lost everything because of that propaganda. He's lost his freedom temporarily. He's lost his career. He now has a felony record. He's lost his source of income, all because of Donald Trump's fairy tales that he bought into. So would love to know more of that story and how that all came to be. I do not understand how you go from being a Democrat to being a Trump supporter. Just boggles my mind. So anyway, guys, I will let you know when I hear more about his license and anything else that comes up. So thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please donate if you can, or become a monthly supporter of the show. Links are down below in the description box on YouTube and on the podcast. So appreciate all of you. Love you all. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.